Hello, this is Tom, aka Geron, here for Tabletop Tap Room, and welcome back. Today we are discussing why Tenkar can't be canceled. There's been a few cancellation attempts. That's not what the news is that's prompted this video. Actually, was an article in The Hill that the headline says The Rock's appearance on Rogan is proof that cancel culture lost. Is cancel culture dead? Is it dying? Is it going away? Can we still cancel people? Is Eric in desperate straits? Is Eric in danger of being canceled? There certainly seems to be some vocal wahoos who would love to cancel him, but I don't think they can. And we're going to look at the what we're calling the Rogan Musk effect. Meanwhile, I'm having a bit of Thanksgiving pie and some Christmas bourbon. Cheers to you all. I have declared a day that is TSR La NASA free, even though there was a hearing today, and I really want to cover it. So let's get to it. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks to my subscribers. You guys are great. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and bell icon. Help me build the channel. So let's do a share screen and bring up the article from The Hill. Now, I don't want to get into all the details of the article, and at the risk of being called a Joe Rogan apologist, a Joe Rogan fan, a Nazi MAGA hat, whatever, racist, I'm going to cover this. And the point is not, ooh, Joe Rogan's a cool guy. Ooh, Elon Musk. I keep calling him Ellen, like Ellen DeGeneres. No, that's not the point. That's not the point the article is making. Ooh, Musk is a cool guy. No. All right, just chill on that. The article is discussing something else, not that, ooh, Elon, or Rogan. It's discussing the fact that people like Media Matters were trying to cancel Rogan for 3 years, and he just wasn't interested in being canceled. He just kept going about his thing and doing his thing. Now, yes, apparently, as I've read, because let me do this. I had to look up who Joe Rogan is. No clue who this guy was. I mean, I had a clue. I knew he was out there. I'd heard his name in social media. I have a friend who follows him and other. So, I was aware. No idea what the guy looked like. I actually had to Google, Rogan and The Rock. And to find this picture. All right. Okay. Certainly a fan of a rock. We all know what he looks like. Musk was the subject of the article as well. But apparently 2 years ago, Rogan came under some fire. Apparently he'd used the N-word. He apologized, but the apology not accepted. Canceling your butt. So they went after him. And the only person who stood up for him was The Rock. And then they, of course, sharpened the knives, sharpened the scissors, and went after The Rock. And this was an occasion where Rock does not beat scissors. And so The Rock backed down, kind of backpedaled on Rogan. And then they left The Rock alone just to go after Rogan. Well, all of a sudden now, yesterday, The Rock goes on Rogan's podcast, which is kind of a whatever. I like the guy. I'm going on his podcast. And the point that they were trying to make, I hate these ads that are going on this page. I've tried to get them to click out. The point they were making is that canceling doesn't work if somebody's got a I don't give an F attitude. And, they cited Elon Musk. Somebody asked him, how do you feel about all these advertisers? No. And he was like, You think you're going to blackmail me with money? Go F yourself. And if that wasn't clear enough, let me clarify. Go F yourself. And I was like, all right, I really don't know a lot about Elon because I haven't cared. Don't, don't care about the guy. He's got a lot of money, but so what? I just don't care. I'm not interested in the guy. Nothing he does really has a big impact on my life. But when I saw that, I was like, it spoke to the masshole in me. It was like, yeah, bro, go F yourself. Great answer. So, no value judgment on whether Musk is a good guy or whatever here. Just, I loved it. I loved he had that response because the Bostonian, former Bostonian in me, the masshole in me goes, yeah, that's right. That's how you answer them. And I was loving it. So what I'm dubbing the Rogan Musk effect is that pretty hard to cancel somebody if they just don't give a damn, right? And it got me thinking about Eric Tenkar because there were several attempts to cancel Eric Tenkar. We have in the hobby, we've got Lunatic Fringe. We got Lunatic Fringe on the left. We got Lunatic Fringe on the right. And the Fringe really hates Eric because he's in the middle. How dare you be in the middle? The inhumanity, the audacity that you could be in the middle. So they, the alt-right Lunatic Fringe, oh, he's so woke. On the alt-left Lunatic Fringe, he's a Nazi. He's a racist. What is a Nazi and what is a racist anymore? They use those terms so much. It's like Inigo Montoya in Princess Bride. You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means. It's so overused. It practically means nothing these days. So the Lunatic Fringe keeps, piling on, and I love it. I love it when the attacks come in from both Lunatic Fringes in the same week. I'm watching Eric's eye in a video. I'll be like, all right, oh, he's gonna unleash. He's gonna tell them to go F themselves. And you almost have to wonder, what is it they hope to accomplish? I mean, seriously, what did you think you were going to accomplish with this? Because his subs do nothing but go up. Despite your attacks, bring on the attack, his subs just go up. So what does that tell you? You're totally ineffective, and your partners, you're the alt-right, and you're partnering up with the alt-left, and the two of you are pigpiling him, trying to take him down, and the two of you working together can't seem to get your act together to effectively attack him and take him down. What did you really think was going to happen? Because all that happens is he just expands his popularity and his reach, and you are irrelevant completely. And I think if you had been smart, you would have said, this guy is a retired NYC police officer, worked in the Bronx. I bet he's got a go F yourself kind of attitude. And if you've watched Eric at all when he's been a little bit riled up, then you have to know he's got a go F yourself kind of attitude. Like, go pound sand, dude. He's kind of rocking that Elon Musk effect of go F yourself. Seriously? You think I'm going to back down because you don't like me being in the middle? You think that I'm a traitor to your cause? I never was in your cause. I have staked out the middle ground. I am trying to be a centrist. And it is his right to be a centrist. It is his right to be in the middle. So these people who want to use cancel culture, I really feel like you're, number one, in many instances, you are doomed to fail. Now, have they succeeded in some instances? Yes, they have. And I would say that mostly those would be people who actually care about opinions, who have a bit of a more fragile ego, who, you go after them, they kind of cave quick. But when you find somebody who's stubborn, has got a certain amount of stubbornity in them, they're just not going to roll over so you can, kick them in the balls. They're going to tell you to go F yourself. It's just how it is. I think back to in college, I was working, 40, 50, 60 hours a week, paying my school bill, no student loans. So I was doing all these crazy hours, 12 credit hours in class, work all summer long, work all through the school year. Oh, here comes Thanksgiving. People want Thanksgiving off, so they can do it with families. I need hours. I'm volunteering for the hours. Work. Christmas break, work. And along comes spring break, and everybody's leaving the school. There are only like 3 of us staying in the men's dorm over spring break, and I'm just fried because I'm work because I was like, I ain't getting a student loans. No way am I getting another student loan in my life. I'll just work and pay my bill, and it was killing me, and I was fried. And along came a blizzard, and I said, you know what? I got to do something for me. I got to do something to have fun. And at that time in my life, you know what I called having fun? Rough camping. And so it was a blizzard, like I owned a canoe, backpack, 0-degree sleeping bag, 20-degree sleeping bag, tent. I got the gear. And I had a buddy who had an Arctic quality Army issue sleeping bag. You could sleep out in the snow above the Arctic Circle in this bag. You're going to be warm and toasty. It was the Cadillac. It was the bomb. It was the Ferrari of sleeping bags. And I borrowed that from him. And it was a blizzard over spring break. And I took a rope and a plastic tarp, and I went and made a little tiny shelter in a little stand of cedar trees. And I put the sleeping bag in there, and I climbed in there, and I stripped to my underwear so that my heat warmed up the bag. And then that heat kept me warm. And I slept in that sleeping bag out in this little tiny emergency shelter in a blizzard. And I did that for fun, and it totally rejuvenated my battery. And I was able to go into work, and I got there, and so many people had called out, so they wouldn't let me go home after my 8-hour shift. And I had to do a 16-hour shift. And, but I was rejuvenated because I had done something for me, and I had not been doing anything for me. Wasn't going home for Christmas, wasn't going home for Thanksgiving, just work. And, so I tell you that story because I go into the dorm. The next morning, I slept in my boxer shorts, and I had a wool hat that I pulled all the way down over my nose, keep my nose warm. And I just had my mouth outside the sleeping bag, so I wasn't putting moisture in the bag. And so I get up in the morning, and I got all my clothes in the bag to keep them warm. I start putting them on, and I roll up the bag, and I said, you know what, I can leave the rope and this tarp here for now. I'll pick it up some other time. And I brought the sleeping bag inside and put it in my dorm. And this one kid, he was kind of prissy. He worked in a bank, and he was very fastidious about his clothing, and I just thought he was kind of prissy, kind of fussy, and I didn't really like him. We just had nothing in common other than we were both born in Maine, but we didn't socialize. And so, like, whatever, we don't have to socialize. We don't have to be friends. He's a banker, and he's all, I wear a tie to work, and I'm working as a nurse's aide in a nursing home, and busting my balls, getting heavy people in and out of bed, and, Alzheimer's unit. It's rough work. And he says to me, "You slept outside?" And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. And he goes, "You're a freak." And I was like, "Sure." Because I didn't care what he thought. I don't have any respect for him as a person. Well, I have enough respect for him as a person because we're both going to college, and you know, but I don't care what he thinks. I don't hang out with him. I don't value his opinion. And so he was like, "You're a freak." And I was like, his thinking I was a freak had no effect on me. Just like bounce off. Absolutely no effect on me. Don't care. When somebody just doesn't care, your opinion just doesn't matter. You think you're all important. My opinion is. If somebody just doesn't care, your opinion just doesn't matter. And these people who have tried to cancel Eric Tenkar, what were you thinking? The guy was a cop who worked in Brooklyn, in the Bronx. Okay, he's a New York City cop. Anybody with half a brain cell could be like, "Oh yeah, he's going to have a go pound sand, go F yourself" kind of attitude. So number one, your opinion is just going to completely bounce off him and have zero effect. And every time they've sharpened the scissors, they sharpened the knives, and let's cancel Eric, and they've come for him, his subs just go up. Maybe they go up more slowly. I don't know. But I've casually checked his subs just go up. Okay. So not only does your opinion not matter to him, apparently your opinion has zero effect on the watching public. And same for Joe Rogan. Okay. Not promoting Joe Rogan, but just pointing out, like the article does, that he kind of had I don't care. I don't care. I'm not going to agree with your canceling me. I'm just going to do what I do. And he just kept right on going. And guess what? Suddenly The Rock is back on his channel. Just like that. Apparently The Rock don't care no more. Okay. And certainly Elon Musk Musk has a go F yourself kind of attitude. Yo, bro, I love that. Don't know anything else. Don't know anything else much about you, but I love the go F yourself attitude. So identify with it. If you didn't know me, you thought, this guy lived in Boston all those years. Chances are he's got a go F yourself kind of attitude. Yeah. Now I care about people. Yeah. I have a heart, but you come at me, tell me I'm a freak, call my daughter with special needs a horrible name, attack my wife. What do you think my response is going to be? I'm gonna roll up in a ball and sit in the corner and cry? I'm gonna tell you to pound sand. Okay. When somebody don't care about your opinion has no power over them. And I think this is the solution. When people come for you to cancel you for whatever reason, you could be on the right, you could be on the left, you could be in the center. Sooner or later, I think somebody's going to come to cancel you. Somebody's going to attack you. And I think the only really good response is pretty much laugh in their face, tell them, go F yourself. Okay, to quote Eric Tenkar, to quote Elon Musk, go F yourself. Seriously. I don't understand what people think they're going to get out of putting pressure on people to comply with their agenda. You're going to comply with my agenda. I'm going to push you. I'm going to shame you. I'm going to prod you. I'm going to humiliate you. So what happens? You get them to do what you want. You get them to espouse the political theory, social theory, whatever that you want. But that only works as long as you keep your eye on them. The minute you don't, they're going to revert. Clearly, The Rock did. Okay? Thomas Jefferson said something really good. He said, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. I love that quote. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. So you might pressure somebody. You might put a gun to their head and say, you say what I tell you to say. Okay, well, that might work for now. But the minute you walk out of the room, they revert back to their own opinion. Your opinion, you've got to stay there applying pressure the whole time, or you don't have them. And that sounds exhausting. That sounds exhausting. Good luck with that, buddy. Good luck. You know, there are all sorts of people trying to cancel. There are vloggers out there with 3,000 subs. And they're always looking, who can I cancel? They're always looking to cause trouble. They have 3,000 subs but no views. How does that happen? I don't know. I probably could get 3,000 subs if I every day for 3 years created 3 logins on YouTube and then had that login subbed my main login, 3 times a day for 3 years. I'd have 3,000 subs. I could do it. I was just not interested in doing that. That person has no reach, but I see them out there trying to cancel people, and it doesn't work because largely it's not just the people that you're targeting sometimes just don't care. The vast majority of us live in the center, live in the middle, and we don't care. And so you could do all you want. People don't care. They just don't care about your attitude. And part of the reason with that now, well, does this mean that cancel culture is gone? It's dead. It's gone goodbye. Let's have a wake. Let's have an Irish wake. Drink. So, yeah, let's have an Irish wake. Woohoo! Celebrate the death of cancel culture. No, too soon to call the Irish wake. I'm sorry. Was that racist towards Irishmen? I have a very Irish friend, and he would have laughed. He would have loved that joke. Hopefully you're not too triggered because I kind of don't care myself. But cancel culture is not dead. And while I think it's been at this left-hand extreme, and clearly the pendulum's come down here, according to this article, it's not gone. Because here's what's going to happen, is that pendulum swing. So it's been way up here at this extreme. It's going to swing almost to the same extreme in the other direction. Almost, but not quite, because what happens? Things lose steam. So you're going to get all the way over here to not quite as far as that left extreme. And it's going to reach there, it's going to peak, and then it's going to start falling back because it can't sustain itself. It's going to fall back past the middle, and it's going to go up on the left, but not quite as high as it did. And it'll swing back and do the same thing on the right, not quite as high as it did. And just maybe we might luck out and it'll bottom out somewhere in the middle, and we'll be able to live with that. So you will see an ebb and a flow where, for 3 years we've been dealing with, we got to cancel these mofos, we got to get rid of them. It's been on the extreme, and it's been extreme, and it's been laughable. And it's going to go to the right, but it'll come back. Not quite as bad. And then come back, not quite as bad. And hopefully it'll bottom out somewhere in the middle at some point in time. So it's not dead yet. It's got to lose momentum on these right and left pendulum swings. And it will. But in the meantime, what do we need to do? We need to just have a I don't care. Go pound sand. Or if you prefer the Musk quote or the Tenkar quote, go F yourself. Seriously. Um, that's where we need to be. And and because Eric just don't care, and Eric's listeners just don't care, and more come every day, um, and they don't care, you will never be able to cancel Eric Tenkar. He's here to stay till God takes him home. And may he live a long, prosperous, happy life. I really appreciate having him as the elder statesman, um, source of good advice, mentorship. I'm able to ask him questions, technical questions about YouTube. Appreciate that. Love that. So here's to Eric, elder statesman in our hobby, our circle of hobbies, OSR, RPG, vlogging, intersection of a couple of different hobbies there. Here's to you, Eric. May you continue to just not care.